To a new alpha piece on Hyperliquid. So for those that don't know, I've talked about this before, but what if I told you that there was a way you could essentially trade against all traders all the time in a market making way? So if you didn't already know, that is the Hyperliquidity provider, HLP. I'm not paid by Hyperliquid. This is just some alpha that has been here for a few years and has been performing well. Let's dive into how to get into this and also why does it make money and returns and all that. So as you can see, there are a lot of vaults here. There are user vaults, but we're really only going to be talking about one vault right now. Now the APR will be changing all the time, so I wouldn't take the APR too much at face value because it's going to be all over the place, of course. Now, if we look at the stats of this is where things get a little crazy. So when we look at the HLP, the P&L, as you can see, it's currently up, what is it, 75 million. Hedge P&L, it says it's up, a round amount. Hedge P&L, it's up $91 million. Why is it up that amount of money? Well, that's because, guys, it is taking the opposite side of traders. So if you look at the traders' net P&L on Hyperliquid, you will see that traders have lost, what is it, 72 mil? 72.9 cumulative, yeah. Cumulative P&L is about like minus $66 million. And the reason for that is obviously most traders vastly underperform the market. Not really too, complicated there. And on top of that, there has been a lot of inflow into Hyperliquid. So I would expect these losses to actually get even worse. Now, what I find very interesting is this vault actually also makes money from traders' liquidations. So if you want to deposit into this vault, you're going to see that it doesn't just make money from people closing out at a loss. It actually also makes money from traders getting liquidated, and that's right up here. So as you can see here, it does get a piece of these liquidations. You can see like liquidation of millions and millions and millions of dollars. It makes money from that too. So that is one of the main ways that it is able to make money. Now, if we talk about performance of this like per day, what you can kind of see here is it pretty much profits, not every day, but a lot of the time. The only time where I think it had like a very bad time was March, what was it? Somewhere in March 5th, I think. I think like March 13th, something like that. But if you look at, it's kind of hard to see right here. Let me actually make it bigger if it's possible. Daily hedge P&L. Yeah, but the only big loss that this vault had was, I think, 313, $72,000. So this is a way where if you put money into this, it's a lockup period of 4 days. You are essentially betting on traders losing money, and that historically has been a very good bet. And as you can see, here are some of the returns. If we go to the past 30 days, you can see it pretty much just has done quite well for itself. Now, the way that these vaults work, guys, is when you look at this P&L, obviously you don't get that 100% of that P&L. You contribute to the total value locked in the vault. So if you put in $100,000, obviously, you would have, what portion of that would that be? 100,000 divided by 401,500. Did I do that right? 401 mil, which would be 401.5 mil. I need 2 more zeros. You would have, like this percentage. So if you put $100,000 in, you would be entitled to 0.025% of all profits or losses. This is a vault where you can lose, even though the performance is quite good. It is possible to lose, of course, if you just get bad timing. But what I like about this one in particular is it's basically survived in crypto since early 2023. And that is not common because there's been a lot of volatility. It also has done well regardless of if Bitcoin goes up or down or if overall crypto goes up or down. So let's look at a few of just what it's doing and go from there. So open orders, these are all the orders that it has open. They will constantly be changing because it's market making and making money from liquidations. Now the current positions, guys, if we look at this, you can see that it has a basket of a lot of different positions in here. And if we look at the P&L, it's down $2,000 here. It's up 1.6 here. You can see in all these different positions here. It's going to be short some, long, obviously some others. if we look at the trade history for this, you can see it is basically you are trading against other traders. So when it says close short, that means that another trader, closed their long. The only trades that you're not making against traders is non-HLP volume. As you can see here, this is essentially volume between two retail traders and not between a retail trader and the HLP vault, as you can see right here. This is on Arbitrum, so in order to deposit, you need to be Arbitrum on MetaMask, and USDC is the currency that you use to deposit. So you can see, we can aggregate these to kind of get them all together, but you can see it just takes a lot of different trades. You can see the funding history. So why is this a video that I am making? Well, a lot of my videos have to do with a lot of high alpha stuff in the short term. This is not a short term thing. This is definitely more of a long term type of trading way. Now, the performance is great, but it's not going to be something that makes you, gajillions of dollars unless you already have gajillions of dollars. But what I like about this the most, and the reason I made this video, is this is the easiest way to counter trade traders. There is not an easier way for you to be able to trade against people than the HLP vault, right? In the past 30 days, it's currently up 3.4 mil on a TVL of 400. It's up in the past 30 days 0.8%. So as you can see, it's not making a lot of money, but it does do quite well for itself. So this is kind of like, I would say, more of a hedge fund approach to trading in general. So another thing you can do, I really just want to get into the HLP vault, not really touch the user vaults, but there are higher risk strategies, as you can see here, with stuff like systematic long short grids. But at the same time, strategies like these. But at the same time, I would probably prefer to just be in the Hyperliquid vault because this one just has performed, quite well. Obviously, if we had started this at the very beginning, we would be up a pretty large percent. We'd have to compare it to the current total value lock, but it has performed quite well, as you can see. So when are you going to make money? When are you going to lose money? You're probably going to make or lose a lot of money on market volatility. If Bitcoin goes up a lot, if Bitcoin goes down a lot, that's probably going to cause those large profits or losses. The largest profit was right here. You can see this happened between Jan 15 and Jan 29. The vault made a lot of money, which means that users lost a lot of money in late January. Late January was actually when price was going up. Now, why did that happen? Price went up, as you can see, and then went sideways. I think so many traders at this point had thought that price would go down. They all shorted, so the vault longed, and obviously they made a lot of money. So just a quick video I wanted to make that I think will be really helpful, show you a little bit more about the Hyperliquid vault. It's quite easy to use, and it's definitely a longer term strategy, I would say. This is not short term at all. Probably something that would be, at least a month, at least a few months. So I will be putting some of my money into here, but not unlocking it for quite some time. Happy trading to everybody. And yeah, here's a way you can trade against the masses.